What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Cars with Steve, and today I'm going to take you on an interior tour of the 2023 Kia Seltos. Now, we're going to be doing a little bit of a tour while we're going for a test drive, and this thing is also going to be in 360 VR. So if you're new to VR, make sure you change it to full highest quality, so 5.7K. If you're on your cell phone using the YouTube app, you can take your finger and you can swipe to look around and see what's going on. If you're on your desktop at home, you can also take your mouse click in order to look around. You can zoom in and out using the little scrolly wheel thing in the middle of your mouse. You can also pause it at any point in time in order to be able to look around the car as we go. It's actually kind of crazy how it works. But let's have a little bit of fun and take this thing out for a quick spin. Whew. Now, a few things. So the Seltos is available, it's essentially unchanged from the 22 to the 23 model, with the exception that apparently the inside of the vehicle is now going to be a little bit quieter than the 2023 model, which is kind of exciting. Now, this specific one that I'm driving is the SX Turbo, so it's the highest available trim level that's available in the vehicle. And it also features the beefy 1.6 liter turbocharged engine, which is definitely a nice thing. It's got some power to it. Oh, it's also loaded with technology too, which is kind of cool. Like, it's got a head-up display, so it displays not only the speed that you're currently going, but if you've got a route actively going, it's going to show you which way you should be navigating, which is amazing. So this thing's got optional factory navigation. One thing to note, so the media screen inside of this thing is unfortunate. Well, it's got two different options. The lower trim level of the vehicle is not going to have the nicer options. So it doesn't have wireless, the lower trim levels has wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, but this one actually is wired Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So unfortunately, we don't have the option to go for a wireless connection inside of the higher trim levels of the vehicle. Strictly going to be wired, unfortunately, but still is nice that we've got that available as an option. There are some other pretty good ones, like we've got the different, like I said, cruise control settings that are there. We've got our smart cruise setting that I actually just turned on, and it's really smart in the sense that if it senses that there's a vehicle in front of you that's going lower, that's going slower, it's going to automatically slow you down. They pick up speed, change lanes, get out of the way, whatever the case may be. It'll pick you right back up to your set speed again. So it's very smart from that perspective. But so much amazing technology inside of this thing. The media screen, as I mentioned, so the higher trim levels has factory navigation, but wired Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. But one of the cool things, the SX Turbo does have wireless for charging. So I do wish that we had wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay with a wireless charger. I think that just makes sense, but unfortunately not here as of yet. Now, the seats inside of this thing are actually really, really comfortable too. So we've got either cloth seats or leather seats, just depending on which trim level of the vehicle that you're in. SX is going to have the obviously leather seats here. They feel really nice. And one of the best parts is that this thing also has ventilated seats. So we've got heated first and second row seats inside of the SX version of the vehicle. And then when you get into, so the SX is also going to have ventilated first row. It's really nice. Oh no, is that thing closed? Oh, it's closed there. All right, well, that's not gonna work then. No through traffic. All right, I guess we're going this way. Wide turn, and here we go. Let's have a little bit of fun. Give it a bit of gas. Okay. So that is it's pretty nice, like from a 0 to 100 pretty quickly there, which is, well, 0 to 100, 0 to 50, I should say. I'm not going to go 100 on a road where I can't go 100, but this is really nice. The seats are comfortable. This thing is loaded, like it's loaded for the price point that this thing is at. Like, it's wild that we've got ventilated seats, a head-up display. This thing's got a little sunroof inside of it all at the same time. There are so many cool features inside of this trim level of the vehicle. And it's nice because you've got different options available. So if your budget doesn't allow for this thing, you would have the flexibility of jumping up to a different trim level, or dropping down, I should say, to a different trim level there, and different options available. Like, we've got front wheel drive available in the LX base. You've got all wheel drive pretty much standard across the rest of the vehicle lineup, in Canada anyways. All right, a little bit of gas again. I say little, literally a little bit of gas. Oh well, coming to a red light. Okay, I'm gonna purposely stop here. All right, here we go. explain a few other things to you as we go. But I love all of the different features. This is nice. Now, the setup of the screen, like I said, is going to be different because we're in the SX. So with this larger screen, we've got all of our buttons along the bottom versus it would just be on the outside if you had the smaller screen. We've got single zone climate control. We do also have the engine start stop. So the engine stopped right now. Back to life again, and that's just because we've got a button by our left knee, well, a series of buttons by our left knee in order to be able to control a few things. So the basics there, we're going to be able to, we'll toggle that start stop system on or off. We've got the button in order to change what's going on with our head-up display. But for a 1.6 turbo, like that is a respectable amount of power. I'll take that. That's nice. All right, so this thing, one of the cool things, it also has speed sign recognition. So as of right now, so the speed limit is 50. I've got this thing set up to go 50, which is fantastic. If the car I mentioned in front of us slows down, ours is automatically going to brake all at the same time. And then we've also got our lane keep assist. So we've got our lane keep assist turned on and our lane follow assist. So the lane follow assist, I love that feature. And the big reason why is because if we've got a bend that's upcoming, and let's say if you lose focus for a second because kids are screaming behind you, you black out and you miss, and you've got a turn going on, as long as the vehicle recognizes the lane markings, it's going to automatically follow that turn for us. Really brilliant system. I love it. Like I said, the way that these things are look, slowing me down. So the car in front of me slowed down unnecessarily, but fairly aggressively. So it slowed the car down all at the same time too. All right, let's get out of this person's way. Respect the rules of the road. This is nice though. Like surprisingly comfortable in like the space inside of this thing. Like I'm gonna get like flabbergasted at how much space is available inside of this. Like I'm 6 feet tall and up overhead, like 3.5 inches roughly of headspace there. So if you're like 6'3", 6'4", you're probably going to be able to comfortably fit inside of this vehicle, which is definitely a nice thing. But I love all of the base technology. Like I've got the adaptive cruise or the smart cruise control going right now. It doesn't recognize the okay, it's going too slow. It won't recognize the bend. I wish it did. Oh, it's nice though. Inside of the head-up display is really cool. Like I love that we've got our current speed. We've got a road line, so as it recognizes the lane markings, it's going to let us know that it is keeping us balanced in our lane there, which, I mean, it's keeping us balanced in our lane there, which is fantastic. Recognizes obstacles as we go. It's a useful system. But some other good safety things, we've got an SOS mode and a tow mode, so if you're, for whatever reason, something happens to your vehicle, dies, whatever the case may be, we could easily call for a tow if we need it. Give us some gas. It's nice. It is, I'll give it that. That's one thing that I do like about these cars is that, like, especially the 1.6 turbo, it's really good. And we've got like selectable drive modes too. So we've got sport mode. I love me my sport mode. And then we've also got sport steering as well, not sport steering, sorry, sport shifting. So we've got our sport mode, which is going to be a little bit more aggressive when we're strictly relying on it automatic. But in our shifter, we also have the option of kind of shifting it over into a sport mode, and we can adjust what gear we're in and on the fly on top of that. So it's really cool. I just noticed that when we have a car coming up beside us, so I knew that this happened, so our side view mirror is going to highlight orange, letting us know that there's somebody along our side view in our blind spot, but it also shows in the head-up display. I did not know it did that until right now. That is really cool that that's available as an option. Didn't even know that was the case. You learn things every day. Even me reviewing these cars, I learn things all the time. It's kind of cool. Some nice things over and above that. So we've got a sunroof inside of this thing. Heated ventilated seats, I think, are brilliant. The fact that we've got that available as an option here is amazing. The cabin is really quiet. Like, I get it, it's a new car, new suspension and things like that. It just seems like it seems quieter. It seems quieter than what it was like when I was in the 2022 model when I did the review on that one. So it is nice. It seems like that actually is the case, that this is a little bit quieter in comparison. So Kia, it's quiet. All right, and where can I park it? Durham Kia, fantastic dealership. They're the guys who hooked me up with this vehicle in order to shoot the video for you today. You can find their contact details down in the description below, but they're located in Oshawa. Fantastic dealership, but they've got a series of different vehicles, some 22s left, majority 23s, but we've got the Seltos, the K5, the new Sportage, which looks amazing. If you want a walk around on the Sportage, check down in the description below for that one, but it is really, I love what they did with the redesign of the Sportage. It's really, really good. And here we go. You can see there, so on the media screen, we don't have, we've got our backup camera, but we don't have the beeping, that reverse beeping, unfortunately, available in the Seltos. But other than that, I would say if it had a reverse sensing system, that would be fantastic. But other than that, this thing is fantastic as is. That was a look at the 2023 Kia Seltos. What did you think? Feature-wise, styling-wise is good. I did mention that we do have slightly quieter cabin from what I noticed. And then we've got some new safety features that are included across the entire vehicle lineup too. But if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, share it with your social networks, and until I see you next time, take care.